Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Transformers Combiner Wars review for you today. This is Legends Class Decepticon Shockwave. I really like the artwork up here at the top. He looks pretty good. You can see him through the bubble. He's kind of obscured by this large sticker. And if I zoom in a little bit, it just says combined to form, and then it shows Bruticus on the side. Now obviously he's not really a part of Bruticus, but if we turn over on the back, you can see he can become like a giant cannon, which I believe Bruticus can either hold in his hand, or it looks like it can mount on top of Onslaught in vehicle mode here. And it says Onslaught sold separately. As if you couldn't tell, he's not included inside here. In any case, if you'd like to go ahead, the bio is very simple. Decepticon scientists created Bruticus to pummel the Autobots. So I guess they're attributing Bruticus's creation to Shockwave in this continuity. In the original G1 cartoon, not commercial, in the original G1 cartoon, Starscream created Bruticus. But I like the pictures here on the back. We're going to pop Shockwave out of his packaging, and we're going to take a closer look. So here's Shockwave out of the packaging, and I have to say, he's a nice little figure. I really like him a lot. He's obviously primarily this kind of deep plum purple, but he's got a little bit of kind of translucent magenta pieces here on his, what's going to be eventually the barrel of the gun, and then it's kind of his knee pads or shin guards or whatever I should say. Probably knee pads in this mode. His hands, his chest. But I mean, if we close up on the head, very G1-esque. I like that a lot. The Decepticon symbol on his chest looks really good. Really like that head. The back's nice. There's not really any kibble. I mean, he's got a little bit of a backpack, but it sits pretty flush. And I don't really have any complaints about that. It's just overall a really nice little figure. Articulation-wise, the head can move from side to side. You have kind of an up and down movement in the shoulder, while you also have a ball joint in this part of the shoulder. You have a ball joint in the elbow. Now, it kind of looks like there's a joint here, but it only bends back, and that's for the transformation. So you only have the ball joint here in the elbow in the robot mode. And then you have a ball joint in the hip, plus a thigh swivel. Then you have knee articulation, and then you have a little bit of ankle articulation. Again, these are mostly for the transformation, but they work in robot mode as well. And you can see he does have a gun hand, just like G1, kind of a translucent magenta color, same as his fist on this side. So I really like him. I think he's a great little figure. A lot of articulation, nice, solid, no kibble or anything. Just overall, it looks great, and it really reminiscent of the original G1 character. Transformation is actually very simple but satisfying. You're going to start by just kind of pushing the head into the chest, and that's going to cause this whole backpack part to rise up. So you're going to bring that up as far as it'll go, and then the handle piece is going to continue to rotate around, so it looks like that. Now you can see that the handle piece has a peg here and here. And you're going to see that the arms have a little peg hole right there and there, one on each shoulder. So you're just going to raise these up and completely bring them straight up without revolving them around or anything. And then they're just going to peg into that, and then they're also going to peg into each other right there. So once you have that, you can see it's all very solid. Then you're just going to kind of rock this up on those hinges I showed you earlier that only revolve the one way. And so that's going to form the whole back of the gun. Now at this point, if you want to pretend he's like a spaceship, you can hide that for now. You're going to come to this front section, and you're just going to rotate these around at the thigh swivel to show the barrel of the gun. And then you're going to have to bring these down. You're going to flip these to the front just so they're not in the way. And then bring the legs down. There's kind of a weird joint in here, similar to the kind of crotch joint that was in, I think it was Breakdown, the Stunticon, and it's also been turned into Wheeljack and that kind of stuff. So you're going to bring these down, and then they will eventually peg together very simply just like that. So when you're done, you're left with this cannon. It's not pegged together on the bottom. There we go. And I have to say, I really like this because it's a really nice, solid cannon. Like, I think it's one solid piece. It doesn't have, again, no kibble. Nothing's really hanging off. If you want to pretend it's a ship, you could kind of fly around like this. Obviously, you can just bring the handle back down if you just want to make him a gun. This is kind of like a viewfinder. Really nice barrel here. And I really like it. It's great in its simplicity, and it's nice and solid. And it's just, I don't know, I really, really like it. And it reminds me very much of the original G1 character. So I'll bring in a Decepticon here, and I'll try to zoom out a little bit. He can be wielded by anything deluxe or higher, and it fits right in his hand like that. Now, it's going to make this guy a little top-heavy, especially if he tries to aim with it. But he can hold it. He looks great. If you want to just see, I'll take him out of here and bring in just like a Combiner Wars fist, just to show you again that it can fit in here very simply. I said very simply, so now I'm jinxing myself. It's just because it has a tendency to want to fold back in. So if you just hold it a sec. But there you go. You can hold it. Go ahead and fold the thumb up. So it can obviously be wielded by Bruticus. So there you go. So yeah, I think it's a really cool little vehicle mode. I mean, it's a vehicle mode if you want to pretend, but it's mostly just a gun mode. But I'm happy with that. I really think, you know, the original Shockwave just turned into a gun, and this guy, you know, makes an excellent little gun here like this. I like it a lot. I really have no complaints about Shockwave whatsoever. I think it's a great little toy, nicely painted for its size, great articulation for its size, really reminiscent of the original G1 character. Robot mode, gun mode, both are great. He can easily be wielded, you know, by any Deluxe, Voyager, Combiner Wars, Gestalt, Robot. He's just fantastic. I mean, when you have guys like Powerglide who have a quote-unquote gun mode that is very contrived, that doesn't really work. In my mind, this guy works perfectly. Now, I understand he doesn't have a vehicle mode and a gun mode, so they were able to put more love into the gun mode, but that's what he was. I mean, he doesn't really have a ship mode or a plane mode or anything like that. He turns into a gun, just like Megatron. So I think he's great. I definitely recommend him. Go out and pick him up. He's fantastic. I have no complaints. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Legends Class Shockwave from Transformers Combiner Wars. And thanks for watching.